Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, before we get to the bull, I shouldn't be cursing at the beginning of this video. I'll edit that out. Before we get to the mess of gossip, let's talk about something more serious. I'm going to extend a rest in peace to Nikki Giovanni, a world-renowned author, poet. You guys have all seen her work, have all seen her videos floating around social media. I feel like she had like a second, like a resurgence for those who didn't, know where she was. But a lot of her videos did resurface on social media about relationships and different things. So she did pass this past Monday, December the 9th. Like I said, she is known worldwide for her poetry. Um, Let her tell it. She said that she rose to fame by accident. I was reading a biography of hers online, and she was talking about how, she went to school and she knew that she needed to forge some sort of future for herself. She didn't have any kind of talents that she felt that she would get paid for. Yet and still, she hooked up with a lot of strong women who mentored her through her college years. She was able to get her bachelor's degree. She was able to get her master's degree. Actually, one of the terms of her master's degree, she had to write a book. So she hurried up and wrote a book. Um, and that's kind of how she got started. It was more so like, you have to do this to get your degree. But she started to get known for her writing. They said that her second book that she had, she debuted or premiered it, that she self-published, by the way. She said back in the day it was much easier to self-publish, but it was like something that you didn't really hear of. People weren't like, people were still wishing to be published through big publishing companies. But her being a Black woman, and definitely at that time of the climate where our country was at the time, publishing companies weren't probably offering contracts for publishing back then. So she published her own book. Like I said, her second book that she had, she ended up debuting or premiering the book in a jazz nightclub in New York City. Okay, so that actually got her a lot of publicity, kind of on accident, but it still happened. And that was kind of how her future of writing came along. She always enjoyed education, she said, and that's how she ended up being a professor. You guys know, up until she passed, well, I don't know, she may have been retired, but I believe that she was still a professor at Virginia Tech. I think she's a tenured professor at Virginia Tech. And yeah, she's always been out there, you guys. She's led a pretty quiet life. I mean, quiet in the terms of she's out there living her life. She was a professor, like I said. She still traveled. She said she still loved to cook. She was living her life as a mom, grandmother, teacher, loved one, friends, all, a lot of people did post things about her. She's touched a lot of women, a lot of Black women especially, but a lot of people with her writings. And like I said, if you've seen a lot of her videos that are going around on social media, she was a well spoken Black woman who was able to captivate audiences because she simply made sense. Let me read you some of her accolades. Shout out to Nene. She's won 7 NAACP Image Awards. She was nominated for a Grammy. She's been a finalist for the National Book Award. She's written 3 New York Times and LA Times bestsellers. Like I said, she was a tenured professor at Virginia Tech. And she's been living her life. Okay. I love that for her. The fact that she's been out there quietly doing what she's doing and enjoying things. She said in that article that I read, she said that she was happy. And this was 10 years ago, the biography that she had wrote. I'm assuming even at 81 years old, she seemed like she was still a very happy woman. And, as a mother, she leaves behind her son and her granddaughter, but just scores of friends and fans all over the world. Her readings, her teachings, she's touched a lot of lives. Like I said, I'm sure Virginia Tech is going to miss having someone of her stature. Just being the legend that she is, I'm sure that they will miss her along with her family and friends. She was 81 years old. You guys, I did not put what she passed from, but rest in peace to Nikki Giovanni. All right, you guys. So let's get to the bullshit. Child, Remy Ma and Papoose. I didn't even get their names, what their mama named them, but what is going on? Apparently, this started up last night. I did not see it online last night, but this morning when I woke up, I saw that Remy Ma was what one could mostly say is crashing out over this new relationship, apparently, that Papoose has with a professional boxer by the name of Clarissa Shields. Okay, Clarissa's 29 years old, and her and Papoose have been in a relationship. We know that Papoose and Remy Ma, last year, we found out that those two were we thought they were getting a divorce. We at least knew that they were separating, because it had come out in a battle rap of all places that Remy Ma was seeing a very well-known battle rapper by the name of what is his name? Hold on one second, you guys. I have it in my notes. Battle rapper Easy the Block Captain. Okay, you guys remember we found out about their relationship because he all but pretty much said it in a battle rap that he was battling against somebody else. If you frequent that community in those parts of the rap streets, then you know that Remy Ma likes to battle rap as well. And she kind of took it on the chin as he told that information. She said she knows that with battle rap, you say kind of shocking things to kind of get your point across. So she knew that it was just a part of the game. And so she didn't really have any problem with it. And we all assumed that it was true because she did not dispute it, right? So a lot of people were upset about that because it was just like, oh my God, we saw Remy Ma and Papoose' love story just play out on Love and Hip Hop, New York. Yeah, they were on Love and Hip Hop, New York. We saw their love story play out when she got out of jail, how Papoose was so they seemed like they were so much in love with each other. She had her fairy tale wedding at the castle. You guys, we all was there. We all saw it. We loved the fact that it was Black love. This man, at the time when they were talking about it, said that, even Remy said that he was loyal to her while she was in jail. As a matter of fact, she kept telling him that he needed to kind of move on because she's going to be in there a long time, and he wanted to be there for her. So that was a story that they told us, back then. Well, fast forward all this time, now there is trouble in paradise. These two are no longer together, at least not in marital ways. They've separated, but I guess let Remy tell it, they are still living together, because as Papoose has said, he has asked for a divorce from Remy Ma and she refuses. I don't understand why people refuse divorces. If you ask me for a divorce, baby, you only got to ask me one time. You only got to ask me one time. Okay? Because if you, well, that's not true. That's not true because me and Mr. We didn't had our time. We didn't had our time and we had to work through some shit. But what I'm saying is, when somebody seems to, you want to get a divorce and then everybody has moved on with other partners and things, then what exactly are we denying a divorce to somebody for? It's like, you don't want to be with me. I moved on with somebody else. You've moved on with somebody else. It seems like it would be a no-brainer. Let's all get a divorce so everybody can be happy with the people that they want to be happy with, right? Well, Pap says that Remy will not give him this divorce. Okay, so let me back up and tell you what happened. So apparently, Like I said, they are still living together, but aren't together in like a marital bed type of situation. Apparently, Papoose was on the phone with his girlfriend, and I'm saying his girlfriend because ain't nobody disputed that it isn't the girlfriend. So I think it's known that this is his girlfriend. He was on the phone with her. He fell asleep. Remy went and picked up the phone and must have been like, hello. And the girl that was on the other end heard Remy's voice and hung up. So, of course, Remy is pissed about it, saying this nigga is laying in my house, that he refused to leave, okay, and that he fell asleep on the phone with this bitch. And, the scary bitch hung up the phone. I was like, fuck, if I was on the phone with Pap and Rim jumped on that phone, I'd have hung up too. You already know, bitch, scary. Okay. And ain't nobody trying to fuck with Remy like that. It's just sort of like, I'm sure Clarissa was like, listen, I am a professional boxer. If we if we just gonna get them up, just like this, fisticuffs, if we just gonna do it that way, fine. But I guess Clarissa was like, baby, I can't fight no bullet. Definitely can't do that. Okay, so let me hang this phone up, all right, and live to see another day. But yeah, she's going on, like I said, kind of crashing out, just going on about Pap, saying all these things, telling the girl that she's not the only one, and that Pap did this, that, and the other while she was in jail, and da-da-da. And it's just sort of like, Rem, listen, girl, because Remy is my girl. I really do like Remy, okay? But it's just sort of like, Rem, I'm going to need you to just leave this whole situation alone, because we already know you was also in another relationship too. Now, I don't know who did what first. At this point, it don't even matter anymore. Okay? You guys are not happy together any longer. Everybody has different partners now. So let's get this divorce and move the fuck along. And the fact that you posting text messages and you having conversations with the girl and the girl having conversations with Pap, and it don't even matter. It don't even matter at this point. Okay. Now, Rem kind of Remy is a woman, of course, but Rem got some testosterone flowing through them jeans, a little bit more than the rest of us. So I kind of feel like Rem also is having like a ego issue with, this whole story. The fact that Rem is who she is, but Papoose had the nerve to move on, and so it's just sort of like, I mean, that's the way it looks from the outside looking in. From the inside, it might be a whole bunch of other stuff going on. But what I am saying to Rem as my girl is, girl, you look crazy out here in these streets. You look crazy. Okay. The fact that you didn't deny the relationship with Easy, the block captain, like, it's like we already knew that you had moved on. So let Pap move on too. Okay, it's a shame. Pap said that she's a narcissist and that, she is liking to play the victim, that he has asked her for this divorce, that she refused this whole time, and that he's been trying to just handle this quietly, privately. But, Rem likes to bring it to social media, and she likes to play in social media. He would rather not do that because they have a 6-year-old daughter who, if she's not already knowing what's going on, it would just be a matter of time before she starts to see the argument and all of the back and forth between all of these people regarding her parents, So he was just like, I just don't want any of that. But Rem keeps bringing it up. So there's that. Like I said, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but out there in the public, I think most people are not going to land on Remy's side. Okay. Because that shit would easy to block captain when we found out about that. And him and Pap had gotten to a fight. So it is definitely acknowledged that at least Remy and the block captain boy, Mr. Captain, if you will, had some sort of thing going on. I don't know if it's still going on or not, but it did happen at one time, and Pap said that she's cheated numerous times. So there's that as well. I hate to see this kind of thing going on. I like both of them. Marriages sometimes don't work. Shit get dicey, like Kendrick said, shit is tricky right now. I love that line, y'all. But you know, it's just sort of like, Rim, girl, don't do this. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure it's gonna die down. You know, everybody just mad right now. Folks just mad. Remy's ego took a hit, like I said. I guess she didn't know that some other bitch was up there, you know, entertaining her man like that, like that. Girl, get that man a divorce and move on. Then that way we ain't even got to be all in y'all business like this. That's all. What y'all think about it? Do you guys believe that Remy was cheating on Pap that whole time? Do you believe that Pap was cheating on Remy? I mean, you know, when you in jail, I feel like shit that happens when a person is in jail for long term, like as long as she was, like you kind of get a pass. Like I know that I was with you. Well, I don't even think they were together before she went in. I actually think they got together while she was in jail. But I feel like, you know, if you had a person that you was going to be with for 10 years, you know, the agreement ought to be, I'm gonna try to hold off for you, but I might start seeing some other people. I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't fall in love and move on fully. But you know, a man got his needs, a woman has her needs. People want to do what they want to do, you know. So, and then when you get out, you know, I'm gonna let all of the scallywags and the wops go, and then we'll be back together. Like I kind of feel like that's sort of like the unwritten rule of jail, you know. But I guess that didn't quite work out for the two of them. So I hate to see that shit happening. I just need Remy to move on, girl. I need you to move on. All right. Y'all let me know what you think about that. And next story. All right, you guys. So Jamie Foxx, what had happened was, okay, that is his Netflix special that debuted a few days ago, and everybody has been raving about it. So many of you guys were in my DMs. I actually had posted something on Instagram saying that, oh, okay, so he did have a stroke, because at the time I kept saying it sounds like he might have had a stroke. Okay, well, he finally did admit that he did have a stroke in this video. Somebody getting in the car. He did say in this comedy special that he had a stroke or a brain bleed, which is a stroke, and at one point, you know, they thought that Jamie was fixing to get on up out of here. But he was able to persevere. He, of course, that money, he was able to get all of the best doctors and care, and they nursed him back to health. I haven't watched the Netflix special only because I don't feel like the emotion. I don't feel like it right now, you guys. This time of the year usually is my favorite time, and I like to keep things on a very happy and even keel, even though everybody says it's still a good positive thing, but it is a lot of crying and shit. I don't feel like that. This has not been a great year. I'm trying to end this year as positive and happy as I can, and I don't feel like going through no more emotions than I need to. So what I'm going to do is watch Jamie Foxx's Netflix special after the new year. Now, Mr. watched it last night or yesterday, and he came and told me how good it was and asked me had I planned on watching it. Yeah, I am gonna watch it, but like I said, I just need rainbows and unicorns and, you know, that kind of thing right now. I don't want anything else. They're comparing this Netflix special to Richard Pryor's Live on Sunset. You guys remember when he did that? Many of you guys might not, because some of you are younger, but if you remember that Richard Pryor had done the stand up on Sunset after he had caught on fire. Remember, he was dropping acid and he caught on fire, and it was a big splash on the news, him running down the street, no clothes on, the whole thing. So he had a come to Jesus moment afterwards, had to get himself straightened up, get off drugs, and then he decided to tell everybody what exactly had happened. We had assumed what it was, but he came clean. He also said during that time that he was never going to say nigga anymore in his stand-up, because, you know, so he had a lot of eye-opening moments, I guess, in that time where he thought he might die, because for one time, I mean, you could look at him and tell that he was a burn victim. His skin was all messed up from the burns and everything. He went through it. So he told everybody he was a changed man and all that. So this Netflix special is what they're comparing Richard Pryor's stand up. They're comparing the two. And much like people liked Richard Pryor And so Rich and so Jamie Foxx is going to get a lot of good thing. Actually, he was nominated for a Golden Globes. I told you guys that he was nominated for, best stand up or something like that. So, and I believe that he is going to win. So yeah, very, very good for Jamie Foxx. We were worried. Remember, we were worried. We did not know what was going on. It was so strange how the family was keeping the story so close to the vest and just did not want to say anything. And I understand it's his health. They don't have to do that. But him being a well-known and well-loved person that is in the public eye and has all these fans, I mean, people did want to know what was going on. It felt like y'all could have just said he had a stroke and let him get himself back together, but I guess they didn't want to say that. Some people said they were saving it for this Netflix special. I don't know if I believe that, because when you got your life on the line, ain't nobody thinking about no fucking special. Okay. You don't even sure if you can wake up the next day. Wasn't nobody thinking about no special. So I don't know if I believe that that's the reason why they didn't say anything and all that. It's not up to me to say why they kept that story. I have my feelings, but I won't. If you guys watched any of my old videos about this subject, then you guys already know how I feel. At the end of the day, the man is back healthy. He's talking, he's walking, he is shouting from the rafters how, his kids and his people, his team, his village, they all saved his life. I mean, he said many, many times they told me that Atlanta saved his life. That's where he was when the stroke happened. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters, that we did get Jamie Foxx back. And if there was anything else that was going on for the reason why his health took a turn the way that it did, then I believe that experience has changed him. And if he did have any type of habits that weren't the best, I'm pretty sure that he done got rid of them habits, because baby, you got a second chance. Okay. He looks happy. People are happy that he's still here. I'm happy that he's still here. I mean, Jamie Foxx is a treasure, right? So, but yeah, y'all, it I'm gonna watch it, and when I watch it, I will mention it here, on top of the blogs. It's just that, child, I just need to keep things. I don't feel like all that. I just don't feel like all that. But I'm glad that he's getting, that people are getting the story and that people are feeling the love for Jamie Foxx. So that is it, and that is all. You guys let me know if you watched the special, what you thought about the special. Am I completely off? Like, maybe he does explain, why exactly he hasn't said anything. I won't know that until I actually watch the show. So, but you guys let me know what you think about it. Also, apparently he addressed the Puffy. Well, I think he didn't directly address it and be like, no, I didn't do nothing with Puffy, but he did sort of. He was just like, I know y'all think that Puffy was the reason that I did this. He was like, absolutely not. He was like, I left them parties early. Okay. Which is funny to hear, because everybody knows that Jamie Foxx is sort of a bit of a party animal. I ain't heard nothing about drugs with Jamie or anything, but it's Hollywood. A lot goes on. You partying, you drinking, you having a good time. I mean, well, I won't say, because I don't know that for a fact. But like I said, end of the day, Jamie is still here, and we are happy for that. Okay, so keep on keeping on, Jamie. Y'all let me know what you think about it. And let's move on to the next story. All right, you guys, Natalie Nunn. Y'all, Natalie Nunn and the Baddies girls and all that, they're so far off my radar. I don't be knowing nothing about them. Nothing. I don't even know anything about their personalities or anything. The only reason I know who Natalie Nunn is because, of course, I remember her from the Bad Girls Club, the name. I didn't even watch the Bad Girls Club back then. But a certain amount of respect for the fact that she was able to flip that whole Bad Girls Club image and bring it over to Baddies West and Zeus at the time, that was looking for more content, that they built this show around her and that it blew up the way that it did. And now Natalie Nunn is, in some households at least, a household name. So, you know, So we see Natalie Nunn and everything, but I promise you, I ended up stop following Neighborhood Talk because they put so much Zeus content on there. Like that was the main reason why, because I really actually do enjoy Neighborhood Talk. But so I just go on there every now and then just to look and see what's happening. Anyway, all that to say, Natalie Nunn was flying somewhere, going somewhere, coming back from somewhere. She had a layover in Sacramento. Or maybe she was going to Sacramento. I don't know that part of the story either, but it's not important to the story. Okay. What is important is the fact that somebody stole all her designer luggage and bags and shit. And they said that Natalie Nunn had her name tag on her luxury bag. It's just sort of like I know, like I don't have no whole bunch of luxury pieces and shit, but the luxury pieces, the luggage that I have, I love carrying my stuff. You know, it does give you a feeling of stature, like you've done something. I'm sorry, status. It does give you that feeling of status, you know, that you were able to have this luggage and all that. You know, it's a proud moment and everything. Yet and still, Roxanne ain't carrying none of her luxury luggage if I got to check that shit. Okay? It's just sort of like you not fixing to put my $2,000 damn keep all up on that damn conveyor belt the way that they throw that luggage around and do all of that. Absolutely not. I remember one time we were flying somewhere, and when I got to the door of the plane, they told me they didn't have any more overhead space. So I had my carry-all with me, keep all with me, and they were like, we got to check it. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never been so fucking nervous and sick the whole time I was on that plane, because I was just like, they better not fucking lose my luggage and they better not steal it. Well, long story short, they did not lose or steal it, but that was the only time that something like that happened. And even when I got my baggage back, I did have like a little scuff mark on the bottom of my bag, so that let me know they don't really treat you, they already fuck over your luggage, but putting your $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 luggage on a plane, if you're not driving somewhere on a private plane or carrying that shit on the plane, then you need to take your ass to TJ Maxx and get you that 3-piece hard-sided luggage deal like everybody else does, and call it a damn day. Okay? I was looking at the video that she posted, like all these bags and shit. It was just like, girl, what you was traveling with all that shit for in the first place? Now I know hindsight is 2020, and maybe she thought maybe she shouldn't have did it after the fact, but it was just like, girl, now I know you got better sense than that. And you got your big ass name tag on the bag. Of course somebody is going to steal it. You was asking for it. You all but said, hey, come pick up my bag with all my luxury items in it. So they stole the bags. Okay. Natalie said she had $150,000 reward for whoever did it. I mean, not whoever did it, whoever returned the bags to her. And I didn't follow up much on the story, other than I found somebody sent me a thing yesterday saying that Natalie did find out who the lady was and that she was about to give her name to the police, and you might want to give me all my shit. Okay, so I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if the girl did give her that stuff. I guess the person that stole the stuff was trying to sell it. And, you know, again, they I don't know what makes people do the things that they do. I just need Natalie to not be traveling with all her luggage like that. Okay? Girl, Samsonite got a real nice 3-piece package. I got a real nice bag set. And I'm telling you, TJ Maxx, especially when school is about to be back in, like when the kids about to go off to college and shit, they be having a whole bunch of luggage there. Girl, go on over there and get your shit. Okay? Save your nice shit for if you're on a private plane or you driving somewhere and you carrying it. But I feel like people be doing shit like that just to be really looking like they something, and fucked around and got your shit stolen. I bet you you learned that time, didn't you? You ain't gonna do that shit again, huh? So I guess she got her stuff back, or they working on getting her stuff back, and the girl who stole it sounds like she has some legal problems, because it sounds like Natalie Nunn is going to press charges, as I would as well. Hopefully she got all her stuff back, including her chain. Okay, because they said that her jewelry was in there too, so child, I will never understand. Keep your jewelry on your person. Okay, you can put it in a little bag or something, but you need to put that shit on you, because even when you have it in your carry-on, This is what happened to Toni Braxton. Remember, she had her engagement ring, which makes no sense to me, but she had her engagement ring with the Birdman in her carry-on. So, and it was in her bag. Well, she was asleep on the plane. Somebody went and let Toni tell it anyway. Somebody went in her carry-on overhead while she was asleep and stole her fucking ring. I know, you guys, it sounds fantastic to me, but that's what the lady said. So I'm just telling y'all what she said. So yeah, let's just move a little bit smarter when we are traveling, you guys, okay? All's well that ends well, though. Natalie, if she don't have her stuff back yet, she will be getting it soon. All right, you guys, that is it. We do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.